we want you to understand the story of Highlander through the people who make up the organization. You're about to listen to Pam McMichael, former director of Highlander and co-founder of Southerners on New Ground, or SONG.
A lot of their work is done in communities and not on the Highlander Hill. I would sometimes think of Highlander as that, like that, what's that infinity signal or symbol, or that, the 8 on its side. It's like you come to the Highlander Hill, you go back to your community, what you do in your community, you bring to the Highlander Hill, and it just, it keeps going. And so on the and they're also in the education team. I start, there are people who never been to Highlander, who love Highlander, who one of those famous sayings, when it was attacked, was Highlander is an idea.
Highlander Research and Education Center was formerly known as Highlander Folk School. Miles Horton, Don West, and Jim Dobrowski co-founded Highlander in Mount Eagle, Tennessee in 1932. Highlander has been the catalyst for grassroots social justice organizing in the South and Appalachia for over 85 years. Its principles are popular education, language justice, participatory action research, intergenerational organizing, and cultural organizing.
Through these principles, Highlander fosters community amongst activists who return to their individual communities and work towards social change.
Highlander is famous for its role in the labor movement during the Great Depression and the civil rights movement of the 1950s and 60s. However, Highlander has been involved in numerous social movements, including environmental justice and immigration reform, since that time.
The beauty of Highlander, like this, when you go onto the land, man, you feel the history, and it puts you in the state, man, like where it's this feeling where you in this historical place, and you can feel the spirits of like Dr. King and Ella Baker and all the people that came before you, and you just get these chills because you're there in the same place where these heroes are trained and were a part of. This is where they came before they went and did their greatness. And that was amazing.
That was Stefan Barber talking about his experience with Highlander. Stefan is an international activist, journalist, and documentarian.
Stefan is just one example of an activist who has spent time in Highlander and returned to his community of Louisville, Kentucky to spread the idea of Highlander. Highlander persists because it's a dynamic institution rooted in the people, not the physical space. Public historian Daniel R. Kerr writes, Miles Horton drew upon what he termed a two-eye theory of teaching, keeping one eye on the point people started from, while focusing the other eye on where they might arrive. At the heart of this method is storytelling. By sharing their stories, the people who attend Highlander begin to understand how their struggles intersect. That intersection is where the idea of Highlander takes root.